What is video marketing and how can you use it in your practice? Video marketing is a tactic, so using video alone is on its own useless, just like any marketing tactic. And the reason I say that is because all marketing tactics need to be considered within the strategy of what do I want to achieve with the tactic I'm using. And that's why I tell you this, because I think whenever you look at any tactic, you have to say, how am I going to use it? So I'm going to give you a few simple ways that you can use video and tell you a little bit about how a client has been using video lately to really good effect. So there's a few different really key ways that you can use video right now in your practice. So one of the ones we'll explain to you a little bit more, and I think we've given you examples of how surgeons can use videos to really relate emotionally with patients. That's the number one thing you should be doing absolutely right now, yesterday. Start doing that in your content marketing so that you can bring more of your words to life. So take that video, put it on your web pages and really add some life to those pages and use it as at the end of all of those videos, you want to have yourself very naturally inviting somebody to, if you have more questions, take the next step and either take our self-test online or take us up and take a free consultation. Have that next step at the end of your video. So that's a really obvious one, maybe not so obvious, it's an underutilized one, I should say, that you should definitely be using now.
How can you use video in your practice in order to really generate results? Well, one of the things that I have found is that the most compelling pieces of content are the ones that are accompanied with video. Because video just has a way of really engaging an audience and engaging a visitor in a way that can create a bit of a more emotional connection that goes beyond what simple words can do. And so I would guide anybody who is behind a medical practice, a surgeon or a doctor who wants to offer services to their patients, to become comfortable with getting in front of a video camera and doing very relatively easy video work. And what that means is understanding what questions people want to have answers to, rehearsing those momentarily, just very, very quickly to understand how to best phrase answers to those questions, and keep it simple too. Like, people don't always want to know the more advanced things; they want to know the basic things. Like, questions like you might be thinking, well, who wants to know something so basic? But a question like, what is LASIK, or what is laser eye surgery, or how much does laser eye surgery cost, or what happens after laser eye surgery? Basic questions like that is what is on people's minds, especially early in the funnel when they're first searching for people to provide this service and then landing on a website and then hopefully getting the answer to their question. And if you can deliver these questions, right into a camera, it can be on a mobile phone. It doesn't have to be that technical. Just some good lighting, some good sound. Again, not movie quality, but just something that enables you to pass on your message with some confidence and some professionalism, and you'll be able to genuinely make a more of a relationship with your visitor, and also at the same time invite them into your own personality. Invite them to get to know you a little bit better so that they can feel comfortable with the idea that, look, this is the person I might meet, this is the person I might choose as my guide on my hero's journey, so I want to feel comfortable with that person. And again, the written word can only do so much in generating that kind of comfort that can be done with video. And so I would really advise you to get comfortable on video. We've got a lot of resources on our site to be able to help you do that, and to set up something fairly easily technical to put together a video shoot answering, say, 50 questions that are very, very basic, and then taking those questions, transcribing them into blog posts, putting them up on your website and also on your social media, and sharing that out into the world so that you can get yourself out there in such a way that you're really helping your patients on video.
Another way that you can use video is to actually get your patients involved and really get very natural patient testimonials, nothing produced. Your team can set this up. We have a DIY kit that we kind of put together a shopping list. We help all of our clients set up a little section or room if they have it, a place where you can be ready at any moment to grab patients and just get those, especially those first day post-op excited maybe 1 week post up excited testimonials. Excellent thing for you to do, and it really helps you to have a broad range of a portfolio of patient testimonials that you can then pop all over your website, put together into an amalgamation of here's my ICL patient journeys, here's my LASIK journeys, here's my cataract journey. So you can have that full suite. That's a really, really important thing that you can do to add value to your website.
So let me tell you a little bit of a story of one surgeon that we work with who had a patient who really filmed one of the best performing videos that I've seen work for not only their website, but also for their social media. So her name was Jordan. She's a lady in Australia, in Brisbane, in fact, and she had laser eye surgery. And shortly thereafter, I got in touch with her. We basically got on a Zoom call, and literally we filmed the whole thing over Zoom. And what I mean by that is we didn't actually set up an iPhone or any kind of like setup. She basically, I got her to get on her phone on Zoom and get into portraits, like this instead of like this, unless it's a landscape. And I had her hold her phone, and I'm on the other side of the Zoom call. And I basically asked her several questions. I'm going to share what these questions are with you now so that you can use these kind of questions and this kind of setup in order to get very, very native video out of a very happy patient. And you can post this up on social media and just see the inquiries roll in, because I'm telling you, this thing works. So I'll explain maybe if there's time how it works in a second. But basically what I asked her is this: what were the main problems that you were experiencing before you had eye surgery? So I want her to tell me her before state. I want her to tell me all about the pain and the discomfort that she was experiencing with contact lenses and glasses, okay? And I'm really driving that information out. The second thing I asked her is, so how did you notice when this thing started working? How did you notice after laser eye surgery that really it started working? How did you get a feeling that it was going to work? And then I get her to tell me all about that, okay? And then, because it was a couple of months after, I said to her, now reflect on your journey. What would you tell other people about eye surgery? Should they be scared, and what would you advise? And basically I got her to tell me that story. And through all these stories, we collected lots of Zoom video. We cut it up into the very best bits. We produced a 1-minute video where we're just cutting it right through. We put subtitles underneath it, put it up on social media, and it went like gangbusters. And I'm telling you, the reason it works is because it's native. And what I mean by that is it's just filmed on an iPhone, on portrait. So it looks like a real person, not produced, just got up on social media and said something amazing about your product. And that is the stuff that is most believable on social media. So try that. And if you need some help, give us a ring.
And then finally, there's a lot that you can do to augment your paid traffic. And so we're seeing really interesting things happening with patient testimonials and also influencers now, grabbing people who have, they don't have to be massive influencers, but people who have a bit of a following on, say, Instagram, getting them to document that journey. So having them go through and document their patient journey, and then maybe using parts of those in a bit of a mashup where you explain through the stages of the journey in their own words what happened to them. Very, very native video, very raw, it feels very real, and you can have really good effect with using those on Instagram. Nothing produced, really, really simple, and using those on YouTube to start to drive traffic at the top of your funnel. So those are 3 ways that we've been seeing right now that people are really using video to good effect. They're very simple, and I think I would encourage you to start looking at doing these in the next couple of months and start seeing the effects that those can have on your funnel.
Back when you were in school, you had a relatively easy way to ascertain where you stacked up against your peers and colleagues. However, now that you're in a practice setting, it's a little bit tougher to know where you stack up, not only against your ideal, but also against your peers and your colleagues. And that's why we created the Premium Practice Score. And if you'd like to take that test, if you'd like to see where you stand up against the best in the world, or perhaps the best for yourself, you're able now to take that and then see where you stack up.